Like and subscribe right now and win a $100 Amazon gift card. For more information, look in the description. What turns you on, but are too scared to tell you so? I really like watching solo stuff. I want to watch my boyfriend fap, or hump a pillow, or frick a melon or something weird. When he goes down on me and he thrusts against the bed a little, ugh. Yes. Something about the desperation in it maybe. Speaking from a very vanilla viewpoint, just because your significant other is vanilla doesn't exactly mean that they don't want to do kinky shit, they just might not know how to ask or feel worried about making you feel uncomfortable. When she refers to me as Supreme Leader. Hair pulling and pretty intense biting, scratching, grabbing. I know it's not uncommon, but the last guys I've been with are so uncomfortable with actually biting, scratching with force. I'm not asking for you to make me bleed, dear God no, but I like a little pain. I have a slight thing for cowboys. There's something very attractive about a cool, handsome gruff cowboy with a nice southern drawl. Think the good, the bad, and the ugly era Clint Eastwood. But I know that if I tell him, my beautiful, beautiful boyfriend will take it too fricking far. He will wear a cowboy hat and assless chaps. He will talk dirty to me, ala Larry the Cable Guy. We'll be fricking to country music. I hate country music. Bless his heart, but he would use my simple attraction to cowboys as a way to absolutely mess with me. And that beautiful, beautiful fricking bastard knows this. I love that man, but I will never tell him. Also getting slapped in the face. I like a lot of things, but one unspoken thing is I love being forced upon by my husband. He picks up on my cues so well. I really struggle and fight him off. He overpowers me every time. Obviously he knows I love it, but we don't talk about it. There have been a few times we've watched things that kind of talk about that kind of kink and I just wink at him. I'm a really dominant woman in everyday life. I'm outspoken and speak up for myself, family. He's much more reserved. It's great having that flip behind closed doors. Shit, just about everything. I am very kinky, but my wife is very vanilla, and as the years go by she is becoming more and more so. Still mid-30s. Being a dom. Being a sub. Giving anal. Receiving anal. Choking on my cock. Her sitting on my face. Verbal domination. Exhibitionism. ATM. Coming on her face. Rough nipple play on either of us. Period sex. Shower sex. Bondage. Pain. Fisting. Free use situations. Making her taste her own pussy juices. Edging. Forced orgasms. And a ton of other things I'm not thinking of at the moment. Hell, I'd be happy with at least regular sex. The last couple years the process has become so mechanical. Maybe once or twice a month she says want to have sex. Then I go down on her until she comes. Exactly once. She won't let me go longer. Then she sucks my dong for circa 30 seconds. Then we frick in one of maybe 4 or 5 positions. I come in her, yay vasectomy, we cuddle for a few minutes then wash up. She used to have a high sex drive and be interested in trying new things, but ever since we had kids that all shut down. Hard, but I love her immensely. I am not sexually satisfied, but I'm not going to leave her over it. I'm still happy in general even though this part is seriously lacking. We have talked about it a couple of times, but she's made it clear with even the tamest stuff she's not into. I get a maybe one day type response. I want to come in her, either pussy or ass, and have her just put her panties and clothes back on and go out to work or shopping or whatever, with my cum slowly leaking out as she goes about her day. Being a sub. He's so sweet and wants to take things slowly. I don't want to be taken slowly. Dude, socks. I couldn't frickin' tell you why. It's not feet. I checked, but it's not just any sock lying around either. It's socks on feet. They gotta be clean, not sweaty or dingy. My preference is black ankle socks, but I'll swing through the rainbow and up the leg until they become tights. Tights are more of an underwear thing if you ask my libido. I tried easing my last girlfriend into it, mentioned that women reach orgasm easier in socks. I'll source that when I'm off mobile. She wasn't having it though, kinda broke my heart. Socks occupy a lot of real estate in my head. I once was at a party, at a house with a no shoes preference, and this drunk friend of mine accidentally stepped on my foot. Our twin, Cotton-clad extremities just about put me on a pacemaker. Being told I'm beautiful, repeatedly. It's embarrassing even to type that. I wish my so was into cream peas. He's so scared I'll get pregnant, even though I have a birth control implant in my arm. Maybe one day. I gave my girlfriend a foot rub the other day and I was already in a frisky mood, so this may have tampered with the outcome, but I really liked it for some reason, but I didn't admit it to her. She thought I was just being sweet and that I actually didn't want it. It's a strange awakening, because I've never been particularly into foot peen. I just think my girlfriend has some very lovely feet. A while ago he sorta gave me a Santa kink as a joke, because I thought it was weird and gross. I want it to be gone, but I don't know, I think parts of it are still there. It started when I was sitting in his lap and he jokingly grabbed me and moaned, "What do you want for Christmas, little girl?" in my ear, which got me wet instantly. That was more the fact that he was so forceful and was moaning in my ear and breathing down my neck, but it was so funny that it turned me on that he kept doing it. I started calling him daddy as payback, because he hates it, but if I say it right he'll get a conflicted boner. He'd whisper, moan things like "You're Santa's little ho ho ho" while holding me tightly, because he knows I love being called his bitch, slut, ho, whore, whatever. Anyway, when I really pushed how I felt with the daddy thing he stopped, but I think parts of it are still there. Thinking about him in a Santa costume with like a fake beard that's pulled down so I still say his face is still something that maybe kinda does it for me. Not as much as something like a cop hat and aviators, but I mean, I enjoy a bunch of parts of it. I get turned on once a year when she touches my dong by accident. Discreet forest locations, caves, cubby holes. Tickling. My last partner certainly suspects it at this point and has straight up asked, but I've never actually told anyone. Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube, 2001. It's hard to put into words, but I will try. I like the idea of a man knowing he wants to frick me, and when he's horny he sort of just slides my leggings and panties down, and bending me over and just going at it with no regard to what's going on around us. Like if we have to pull the car over just to have sex bent over the trunk of the car, just because he was horny. I sometimes find myself fantasizing about like being part of a room full of girls that are naked on their hands and knees, not in any private way, just next to each other. The men can come in and have sex with the ladies just as stress relief or whatever, and then clean up and leave. Never told this to anyone. Yeah, I got some softcore fetishes. Except that ant guy. I want to get fricked hard by a legitimate priest, evangelical is preference, while he recites Old Testament or Revelations passages like a Sunday sermon. Brought it up to my husband not too long ago, and after a pause he suggested that I need to calm the hell down. For the longest time I thought so meant superior officer. Being manhandled, hearing him moan, giving head and watching him get off to that when we make hella eye contact. And cum. I freaking love cum. The taste, the smell, the way it feels. I freaking love cum. Scottish accents. I've tried to subtly bring it up, but every time he seems like he thinks I'd leave him for Richard Madden or something. Guys, do you think if I buy him a kilt, he'll get the hint? I can't get him my family's tartan. What do? He was feeling me up, then growled, into my ear, as if he wanted to devour me. Hasn't done it since that one time, but even the thought gets me all worked up. I'm gonna have to tell him. The number of wild lovers with vanilla partners in this thread is absolutely heartbreaking. Sometimes when my husband goes down on me I pretend I have a dong and he's sucking it. I don't think I could ever tell him, though. I like being dominated, not like being tied up and gagged like a pig. No thanks. More along the lines of tell me what to do, grab my hips, spank me hard etc, hold me down. But when I mentioned it to my ex he made me feel real gross and bad for wanting any of that. Worshipping her ass. Anything and everything involving her ass. I love being choked with cock, but most guys are not too keen of it. Glory holes. Me. In the mirror. Naked. No longer together. She worked at a Häagen-Dazs and there was something about that shirt, uniform, conforming to the curves of her body in ever perfect way, then her leaning over the barrels of ice cream asking what flavor I wanted, and I always wanting say you, but her manager was there, so I just ordered and went about my day. Financial stability is so hot. The thought of a MFF threesome really does it for me. It's the kind of thing I really wish I tried when I was single and had a chance. I would really enjoy anal play with my husband. Just the thought of bringing him to an even better mind-blowing orgasm turns me on. I love sex, consensual, with sleeping girls. Something about the peacefulness and thrill about it is hot to me. My ex would let me do it if she drank and it was great, but I wouldn't tell anyone casually, because even I think it's a little rappy. Even though that's truly not why I like it. Being called daddy. She said it once in the heat of passion and it was so hot. Other girls I've been with run with it, but I haven't explicitly brought it up to her, because I'm pretty sure she'll laugh and just not do it ever. Oh god, so many things. Call me a whore. Come in my face. I want to comb it out of my eyelashes. Make me call you daddy. Frick me with the windows open. Eat my ass. Frick me raw. Pull my hair. Gag me with your dong. I want to do it in a park. I want to do it straddling him in the passenger seat on the side of the road. Essentially he's very vanilla and I'm trying to find ways to interest him into maybe more risque things. Her licking. Playing with my arsehole while she strokes my shaft. Truth is my ass is hairy as frick and when I shave my farts get 10x as loud and wet sounding. Plus it itches as it grows back. So it's either live my sexual fantasy, but never fart again. Or miss out on an entire world of joy, but still cut the cheese silently. I showed this thread to my wife and she said she wants me to put band-aids on her vagina. Just cover it in band-aids. I'm not doing it. Being able to sleep fully on my side of the bed. For just one freaking night. Shaving her privates. The fit women at my gym. This may actually be not so much fear as common sense. Her sister. Half of her friends. Amputees. I am sexually attracted to the Golden Gate Bridge and I have no idea how to tell my spouse. When she doesn't yell at me for a whole day. Man, that is sweet. My very first serious girlfriend was a deranged individual who liked to be bound and gagged and fricked into oblivion. It was an anything goes relationship. So needless to say my sex life has been very boring since we broke up. My current wife thinks kinky is massages before missionary position. I went from a Cadillac to a Honda Civic. Men in lingerie. No makeup or dresses or anything like that. Lacy panties and thigh highs. Goddamn. I think my husband kind of knows, but it's never really been addressed. I'm sure he would try it out if I wanted to pursue it, but he's a bigger guy and I'm not sure how easy it would be finding something that would fit him. But dem thighs in stockings. Fuck. Hypnosis. Or, I guess mind control, with hypnosis being the closest real world equivalent. I like the idea of being able to gain total control over someone, not just their body, but their emotions and mental state, to have that be whatever I want and to use that however I want. Obviously, in the real world, that is super not cool. It's rape. Straight up rape in body and mind. But it's a fantasy. I'm not thinking about the ethics of it when I'm fantasizing. We're both into dumb subplay and have played out a few fantasies where she's my sex slave, and we both had a great time. I just haven't gotten around to telling her about this specific version of that fantasy which I really like. I think the aspect of literally taking away someone else's will and completely remolding them how I want is just this extra step which I'm not quite yet ready to tell her about. Girls that dress and act like kitties. The sweet release of death. Her leaving me alone. I have one of my own. It's very mild, but I really like it. Whenever I'm dating someone and they run their fingers through my hair,